So you're having a very intense time, and that intensity might be coming in one of many forms. But one thing we do know is that you're having an intense time, and you found this video. And so inside this video, I'm going to share with you a few perspectives to help you through this current cycle of intensity, because you are truly an empowered creator. And you have created this video for you as a reflection and a reminder of what is available to you in each and every moment. Very well done. I'm Danielle. I am an intuitive facilitator and strategist. And today in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about connecting with yourself through intensity so that you can listen to what's going to support you most right now, make choices that are in support and alignment of things like your passion, your purpose, or whatever it is that lights you up. And we're also going to offer a few perspectives that might help you at any time that you feel maybe stuck in your life, or you feel that you're moving a lot of energy forward, but you don't have a specific direction to go. With that in mind, let's dive in. One of the first things that I'll share is my experience of life is that it's not linear. And you'll probably hear that from a lot of other people who speak on similar topics. My experience of life is that it's a lot more like a cycle, like the seasons, like different phases of our lives. And in these cycles, we go through times of growth and thriving, and we go through times of decline and death. And these mini cycles happen in big and small ways throughout different junctures in our lives. There's a lot of conditioning in certain levels of the world or society that seem to have this pressure towards always growth, always thriving, always being in a certain way. But the truth is, we have seasons, just like nature. There's times that she's blooming and green and bearing fruit, and there's times that she's dropped all her leaves and it's bare and it's quiet and it's calm. And we as humans, as a society at the time of making this video, we seem to not be as focused in a community sense on our seasonal cycles and how they may connect with our cycles of creativity, of growth, of productivity, of rest, of decline, of rebirth. And I'm sharing that with you because from my perspective, your passionate life that you go all in on is really just a commitment to embodying your truest self moment to moment. And now your truest self moment to moment might sound like this fantastical image, but really it's just the version of you that is in complete honor of the values, beliefs, the perspectives, we even go deeper than beliefs and perspectives. It's a complete honor of the being you are, the values you hold, and who you are when you do not feel attached to any specific stories about who you have to be. Now, that is a very honest and open and clear way that some of us can choose to live. And for a lot of us, we've experienced different levels of conditioning through family, society, genetics, a lot of different places that there's conditioning. And part of our experience in being more sovereign and aware people in our lives is to be able to be clear with ourselves what our true values are beyond what anyone else has told us or said is true, when we are able to listen very clearly and very deeply and then make choices and discernments from there. We can start patterning our life in a way that's not only empowering for us, but empowering for everyone that we come across. Because the other thing that I have found is when we are being our true selves are naturally very harmonic. We are naturally, in our truest states, I find that we as people naturally harmonize and synchronize with what we might call our tribes or those that we work and click well together with. when we are listening to and following our natural guidance, we actually start to self-organize. And I don't mean just you as an individual. I mean all of us will start to self-organize as we are more authentic with our values and we make authentic choices based on those values moment to moment. And we live in ways that are also natural to that. Now, what does this maybe have to do with being stuck? Cycles, these unknowns. This is pointing us back to inner awareness of where we are, not only as an individual, but where we are in accordance to all the opportunities and people that we may be connecting with. Because sometimes there's lulls in our life, or seeming lulls, seeming times of more quietness or peace, because we may need that time of regeneration or recuperation, or we may need to learn or develop a skill during that time that is going to be very beneficial at another point in our journey. And it's when we listen, when we're taking that inspired action, that we build or connect or magnetize these kinds of connections that are ultimately coming together for our purpose. And you may have heard this before, what is our purpose? And a lot of teachers have reflected our purpose is really just to exist moment to moment and experience the highs and the lows of this interactive experience we're having. But your specific purpose is something that really only you can know. And one of the reasons for that is because if we were to give it a label and say something like our purpose is to live our life in a state as close to flow-based as possible, in a way that is very thrilling and enjoyable to us, with all its highs and all its lows, that by the end of life we look at it and go, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I was that. That's fun. Some might consider that a joyful life well lived. And being clear on your values and what is truly, truly joyful for you, what really speaks to you, well, that does take a lot of courage to feel into and see. And as we give ourselves that courage and that permission to see, as we make choices that are authentic and in alignment with that guiding principle or those guiding principles, then we find ourselves living our purpose naturally. Now, a point I'll make here is living your purpose doesn't necessarily mean living free of suffering or free of challenges, but it does mean that the suffering and challenges no longer feel meaningless, and that they maybe even aren't something we consider because we are so committed to living in the path that we have chosen, that if any perceived obstacles come along, they're just another puzzle to navigate, just another step in the pathway. And this is an example of what it is to live with that full-hearted spirit. Every now and then I might pause here and take a deep breath, and if it feels inspired to you, you can take one as well. Sometimes when we receive a lot of information, it's very helpful to pause and take in a deep breath. That feels like a magnificent pausing point for us. So, if you have any questions about what was shared in today's video, if you'd like to explore the topic deeper, if there is something more for us to expand upon, please do feel free to share in the comments. I always enjoy the interactions. And if this has helped you in some way, shape, or form, please feel free to share, like it, leave funny emojis. I appreciate you. There'll be more resources in the description.